And you see, when you go down to get the body and the blood, everybody else is still sitting. So when you have to go back to your seat, you have to walk down the very middle aisle, and everybody stares at you. And I wish don't want all eyes on me, kind of like they are now. But right now, even though I'm really nervous, I want to be here. See, ever since I was in 9th grade, I really wanted to do this. I don't really know why.
See, it's that.
It's always been something. Do you want me to wait? Okay. It's always been something in the back of my mind, and this past year I've been thinking about it a lot. Now, usually I'm the kind of person that does things at the very last minute. I'm talking like the night before a project's due, I start looking at the rubric. You can even ask my parents. They spent several nights with me spending time doing stuff with projects. A specific 3rd grade castle project comes to mind. Those of you who know my dad know he's an engineer. Well, my castle was the only one whose drawbridge went up and down and the gun tower rotated to protect me. He got an A. But for this sermon, it wasn't like that for me. I would be sitting in my room and ideas would just start popping into my head. And so I would just start writing and writing, but don't worry, I'm up here for a max of 10 minutes, I promise. But I would write and start practicing what I was going to say because I really didn't want to stand up here and not have any idea what I was going to start on. And I wanted to stay calm and focused. It's kind of like when you've done something bad, like say you broke your towel rack in your bathroom, and you know there's no way you can fix it with crazy glue and duct tape is just way too obvious. So you know you're going to have to tell your parents. So you stand in front of the mirror and you practice. Well, Dad, you see what happened was I was in the bathroom and I was putting my towel away and Christopher did it. You have to practice exactly what you're going to say to get the right point across that you want. I got my inspiration for this sermon accidentally from this little card that I picked up in a Christian bookstore up in Ohio. I was visiting with my grandma and we had to get a present for somebody something, and we had to stop at this particular store. I was looking around and found these racks of these 15-cent little index cards with particular sayings on them. And I picked out about 5 because I started reading through them to pass the time. And when my grandma called me over, so I put 3 of them back and I walked around with these other 2. And I sort of forgot about them until the clerk asked me if I was going to actually buy them or not. I had exactly 35 cents in my wallet, so I just bought them and put them in my wallet, and then I sort of forgot about them after that. Then weeks later, I was looking for my gas card and ran across the 2 index cards. I was filling up my tank, and their meaning really hit me for their first time. And I was actually taken aback. Here I was at this gas station and reading these cheap index cards, and God was actually talking to me. I'd like to share one of them with you now. I was regretting the past and fearing the future. Suddenly my Lord was speaking. My name is I Am. He paused. I waited. He continued. When you live in the past with its mistakes and regrets, it is hard. I am not there. My name is not I was. When you live in the future with its problems and fears, it is hard. I am not there. My name is not I will be. When you live in this moment, it is not hard. I am here. My name is I Am. I will be graduating on May 25th, which is a very weird thought for me. You see, ever since I was in elementary school, I've wanted to be in high school, and now that I'm here, I can't wait for college. At the age of 8, I wanted to be 16, because when you're 16, you can drive a car, and that's totally cool. So I turned 16, and the excitement lasted all of 1 week. So then I decided I wanted to be 18, because you're a legal adult, and everyone will treat you like one. Again, I was apparently wrong, because that came and went. So now I want to be 25. All my life it's been that way. And now I'm on the verge of graduation. I've really been thinking about how I've spent the last 18 and a half years. I've always been looking for the next best thing. I never wanted what I had. I've been looking at the future, awaiting what's to come. And while I've been doing all this future planning, I missed out on all the now excitement. I never really took the time to sit and say, wow, this is what I'm doing right now, and it's great. And I know everyone does that, really. We look ahead because what happens tomorrow will affect the next day, and your future is what's really important. My question is, why is it now important? Shouldn't today be what we're worried about? See, some say they're planning for the future planning, but there's a difference between future planning and future living. I think we become so involved with what's next that we miss right now, and we do the same with our beliefs and relationship with God. Okay, if today's Sunday after church, the kids' soccer game's at 3:30, batting practice at 7:45, Monday's daycare from 11 to 2, neighborhood meeting at 5. Tuesday swim practice at 4:45, yoga's at 7, and dog room is before 8. Wednesday's daycare again, and prayer group at 6. My question is, why do you have to wait till Wednesday? Have we really become so bad as that we have to pencil time with God into our schedules? What if God can't wait until Wednesday? What if he needs you now? Do you listen, or are you too busy future living? I wouldn't want to be the one to ask God if he can hold on just a second because I'm too busy to take his call. God is now. We can't be looking ahead, for the best is not to come. The best is now. Don't be future livers. As the cliche goes, carpe diem. Seize the day, because there's no better time to worship and praise God than now. When I say now, I don't mean in this service at church, because that's when most of us do our God talking. Sorry, God, this is the first time I've gotten to talk to you this week. But you know how busy I've been. Got to get all my clothes boxed up and buy last-minute electronics like my new food processor. And all the announcements have to be sent out. And looking at computers because I still don't have one and they're absolutely necessary for college. Good? Yeah, me too. Not what I'm talking about. I mean our day-to-day lives. When you're out doing your routine, is God involved? Maybe that's the question we should be asking ourselves. Maybe you should be asking yourself how you can involve him. I'm scared to death about my future. For the past year, people have been coming up to me and asking if I've picked out a college, do I know what I want to be, what am I doing after college, all the general questions. And I know all these answers by heart because I've run through them so many times. Even in school, everything's been preparing us for the future, the next step. I've taken so many standardized tests, I could probably create a bubble-in sheet with my eyes closed. The green and purple sides, the little box with the name, date, subject, yeah, see? Now, what good are all those tests going to do for me? I stand by the theory that everything I ever needed to know, I learned in kindergarten. Counting above the allotted fingers and toes, sharing, coloring within the lines, and the ABCs. Everything else just seems irrelevant. The area of an 8-inch circle with a 3-inch square missing from it, the capital of Uganda, what the geographic regions of England were in 1824, gerunds, onomatopoeias, participles, I've covered it all. So basically, I've learned all I needed to know, with the exception of where Spot runs to. I think I'm good with the basic understanding of education. I have everything planned out how I want to go. I even have a few plan Bs in case things don't go exactly how I hope they will. It would be nice to have some reassurance that it will all work out. I realize now that thinking and planning and hoping things work out isn't going to get me anywhere, and they sure aren't going to make me any less nervous. But if I try to take one day at a time, pray about today, the now, it makes everything seem easier. This is my challenge to you. Live in the now, pray about today, because tomorrow you can worry about tomorrow.
This is Davis Chapel, and I was calling to see about making a donation to the Courtney Madiak College Computer Fund. I didn't know if that was a if that was a tax sheltered contribution, tax deferred, if I could get any tax credit. I'd like to make a donation to that fund on behalf of Courtney. So if you could give me a call, I'd like to hear from you. This is Davis, 770-656-5636. Really, I just called to tell Courtney she did an awesome job today. There was not a better sermon preached in any pulpit in our conference in North Georgia. She just did awesome, and appreciate that very much. I was very moved by it. Y'all have lots of reasons to be proud of your kids. Take care. Bye-bye.
Hi, John. I love you.
Yeah.
Say Court. Okay, I called every...
Whoops, that was from Davis Chapel. That was Courtney's message left on our machine. We were very proud of you, Courtney.